When you think like a regular guy and you bet like a regular guy, you lose like a regular guy. And that's a lesson that even I need to relearn every once in a while. I was a Johnny Public 9-to-5 chalk better last night. I had the chalk 18-year-old mindset of, well, Connor McDavid isn't playing. Clearly, I mean, the Golden Knights are going to win this one. Now the Golden Knights weren't going to win this one. Oh, well, Vancouver, I mean, surely they're going to be playing Arizona, who got shut out the night before. They're going to be able to. Of course, the Vancouver Canucks are not going to win. Lousy Wednesday.
Lousy.
A great word that it's faded out of public. I had one of my friends in college always used to use it to describe things, and it always got a chuckle out of me. Lousy Wednesday.
I was lousy. I mean, I was worse than lousy.
And what am I going to do about it? What do I have to say to you after the Lousy Wednesday?
Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
It's on to Thursday, where we got this big slate on our hands. And I'm going to start with something that I've talked about 2 days ago, a couple days before that, couple days before that, couple days before that. And that's this Nikita Kucherov point prop. You had to think after I brought up the other night, okay, everyone took the over 1.5 points for Kucherov because it was getting so much of a better price than Nathan McKinnon's. So surely now it's going to match like what McKinnon's was in that home game against Minnesota, right? No, absolutely not. I guess they've decided we're going to keep it at minus 105 so Andy can just keep re-upping on it, and all his Sniff juniors out there can keep re-upping on it in a home game against Ottawa. Although Ottawa just lost 2-0 on the road, I'm going with that over 1.5 points for Nikita Kucherov. This is just set it and forget it for the rest of the season. You know that John Cooper, he double shifts him with an empty net. He got an extra point on the empty net playing with guys who aren't even his normal line mates. So if he has one, Cooper will do everything he can to get him that second one. And you see with McKinnon, Kucherov, the rest of the way, if we're getting a fair price, I'm going over 1.5 points for Nikita Kucherov. So that's what I like there. I never mind any combinations with his line mates, but you guys are savage gargoyle 60 days of night vampires. If I say that, you're just that's going to be your only bet. Point Kucherov. Kucherov has been the play that keeps working for us. You don't know. Last game, Point didn't get to 2, but Stamkos got to 2. Hedman had point. I really like the Nikita Kucherov. We're getting a more than fair price. Trust me when I tell you. After that, let's look at one of the games that means a whole hell of a lot in this wild card race in the Eastern Conference. It's old Stevie Bong Rips Detroit Red Wings going to play the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are on one hell of a point streak. They're playing great. They're getting points in every single game. And Detroit really needs to muster one up here. They've blown some points, most notably the other night against the Washington Capitals. That's when they were supposed to kind of thrust themselves into the lead position. But now on the road at Pittsburgh, where it's been difficult to beat them recently, this is a really tough game. And did you watch that Detroit-Washington game? What was the score? About halfway through the game. Yeah, it was 0-0. You want to know why? It's called clenched ass cheeks. When everything's on the line, if I see two teams with everything on the line and you show me a line set at 6.5, I don't even have to bump it up to 6.5. You know I'm going to take that under 6.5 in the Pittsburgh Penguins Detroit Red Wings game. I know both of these styles is not conducive to an under, but what supersedes style is occasion. And I can assure you, either one of these teams, if they're up second half of the game, so there's 10 minutes left, maybe not 10, 5 minutes left in the second period, they will try to nurse that one-goal lead the rest of the game. The same way we saw Detroit try to do down in Florida. Didn't work out, but we've seen this from both of these teams as they've had leads these last couple of games. So I'm going with the under 6.5 in that game right there. I told you guys to take advantage of when two teams are completely out of it. Now, I looked at this whole slate. There are really none other than one, and I just refuse to believe the Seattle Kraken can be counted as a team. Even when they're out of it, they make these games boring. But on their own home ice, they have been producing points, and there are two guys that I'm going to take for points, a line mate combo in a game against the Sharks, a home game against the Sharks this late in the year, you should be able to accumulate some points. And they have been recently, actually. You know, they beat down Anaheim. They beat down Phoenix. They beat down Salt Lake City in the last game. And now in this one, I'm looking for them to continue that against the Sharks. Give me points for Matty Beniers and Oliver Bjorkstrand. Aside from the recent production, you know what it is. I've taught you enough by now. Line mates, power play line mates. Last game, both of them had 2 points each. Should we do that again? Sure, it's plus 1,000. Line mate, 2+ point prop combo. Yeah, count me in for that little deli slice on those two, but 1 point for each should be the standard bet. Extra deli slice. If you have $10, you put 8 on 1 point for each and 2 on both for 2 points each. Then another game where people could be getting 2 points, this Florida game. Now, against the Senators, for whatever reason, they went up by 2 early, and that was the end of the game. It was a 2-0 win. Facing Columbus, who loves dishing out points to opposing teams. Kucherov raked up a couple. I'm looking for that top line. They have 2 players set at over 1.5 points. Barkov, Reinhart. Obviously, if you're going to take one, I like Barkov. But the same way I just said, oh, $10, put 8 on this and 2 on this. Put $8 on the Barkov over 1.5 points, and then an additional $2 on the Barkov over 1.5 points with the Reinhart 1.5 points. Am I your financial advisor? Absolutely not. People ask me things. I was a performer in Los Angeles. There are no dumber people with money than performers. We don't care about it. We don't manage it. All that stuff, you go to the professional services. I'm not a professional gambler. I'm just a hell of a sniffer. And it will say that on my tombstone, along with he died without a LinkedIn, something that I really, really, really take a lot of pride in.
Lousy room in a lousy part of a lousy town.
And then lastly, I'm going back to the LA Kings, who were completely embarrassing in that game against the Ducks. But following a game like that, them or Vegas, someone has to win a game. Doesn't anyone want to take that final position in the division? I guess we'll see, but I do like them at home against Calgary in this game. They owe us a favor from the other night, and they owe Calgary a favor when Calgary beat them. So give me the Kings to win in that one, and I'm going Kempe and Kopitar. Give me a point. You screwed us the other night. Let's get right with that one as well. That's what I have for you here on a Thursday. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Make sure you're subscribed here to the YouTube channel. Always appreciate it when you guys engage with these videos. Share, comment, like, and do all that great stuff. It's just not going above the 10,000. They locked me in. It's 7,000, 8, 7, 8. That's it. I can't get over the 10. So what are we going to do? It's going to be one of those things where I'm lingering at 8,000. But, well, you know what you can always do? You can become a Green Bay Packers minority owner and join the Patreons, patreon.com/Andy Francess. I will dish out a whole bunch of parlays for a bunch of these games. Hopefully, most of them go well. I guess we will see by tomorrow. Hopefully, I see you there. If not, I'll see you tomorrow for some Friday NHL Sniffs. Take it easy and good.